It's a red zone style high school football show to get you the biggest plays, biggest moments, and as many scores as possible throughout the night across the great state of Mississippi. We are presented by Performance Therapy, 14 locations across the state of Mississippi, comprehensive care, hands-on treatment, proven results, performance therapy. Make sure you check them out for all of your needs there. All right, so let's take a look at some of the games we're going to be keeping our eye on tonight and trying to bounce back and forth from over the course of the next hour and a half to 2 hours. Well, how about Brandon and Madison Central? Right now, it's 34-14, Madison Central at halftime. Brandon looking to rebound from an opening night loss to Picayune. It's not going so well right now. The Jaguars, Madison Central, off to a good start after beating Ocean Springs with a late field goal, 15-14. Neither team in this series has won back-to-back regular season games since MC did it in 2014 and 2015. They have an 11-10 advantage all time. Brandon won last year, 28-7. How about South Panola and Oxford? South Panola 14-3 in the first two quarters. Both Oxford and South Panola won their week one matchups. Oxford beat Lafayette 42-7, while South Panola beat Houston from the Memphis area 28-26. Oxford has won the last 4 games in this series, one coming by forfeit in 2020. We were going to show you Starkville and West Point, but they're having problems with their feed tonight, so unfortunately we will not be able to get to that game this evening. Tupelo and South Haven, they started at 7:30 this evening. Tupelo hosting South Haven. South Haven is at Tupelo. Tupelo, one of the contenders in the newly formed 7A this year, and started 2023 well with a 37-0 win over Whitehaven from Memphis. South Haven, meanwhile, fell to Hillcrest from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 46-0. Over in Hoover, Alabama, they're playing at the Hoover Met. Oak Grove from Hattiesburg area is visiting Hoover tonight. It's 14-14 at halftime. The Warriors of Oak Grove taking on the 13-time state champion Hoover Buccaneers. Oak Grove beat Wayne County 49-0 last week, while Hoover started with a 39-14 loss to Auburn. Then we got Van Cleve and Gulfport. I haven't checked the score yet. I think it was 20-0 Gulfport at halftime. Gulfport hosting Van Cleve, the first ever meeting between the two schools. Gulfport won last week 42-0 at Gaucher, while Van Cleve beat St. Martin 42-7. Cathedral and Hartfield. Hartfield up 42-6 at halftime. In the MAIS, Cathedral in Natchez visiting Hartfield from Flowood. Hartfield recently had a postseason ban overturned, which was put in place due to alleged recruiting violations. The Hawks 3-0 this year. Cathedral comes into just the second meeting all time against these two schools with a 1-1 record. And then the last MAIS game we're going to get to, MRA, all the way up in Pulaski, Arkansas. Pulaski, a power in the Natural State, having won 4 straight state championships and 10 overall. MRA, however, off to another fast start. The Patriots are 3-0, and last week, their first team offense didn't have a third down against Oak Forest while scoring 42 points in 5 minutes and 49 seconds of game time. One of their assistant coaches, John Weaver, called me after the game just to share that little nugget with me, and I was kind of dumbfounded as much as he was, because it's just an incredible stat. So before we get to the action, we're going to hear from our sponsor, Performance Therapy. Thanks for sponsoring the show. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hey, I'm Courtney Turner. I am the director at our Canton location. Here at our Canton location, we offer quite a few subspecialties. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, and all of our disciplines see adults and pediatrics. So some of our specialties include LSVT for Parkinson's patients. We have LSVT loud and LSVT big. We also offer services in pelvic floor physical therapy and dry needling. We see diagnoses ranging from athletic injuries to post-op patients to geriatrics, fall prevention, balance, and a wide range of neurological disorders. Here at our Canton Clinic, we are very involved in our community. We love to go to sporting events, go to local community outreach activities, and we also love to go help churches with their exercise programs and educational and services for local support groups. We like to say when you come here as a patient, you become part of our family, and I feel like that's very true here at our clinic. If you are in the Canton area, you can reach out directly to our Canton location, or if you are somewhere else in the state, feel free to contact any of our other 14 locations. We are Performance Therapy, comprehensive care, hands-on treatment, proven results.
All right, that's again Performance Therapy, 14 locations across the state to help you out. So our first game of the night is going to be Oxford and South Panola. Let's go there now. South Panola coming off a win against Houston in Tennessee, like I just mentioned, 28-26. Meanwhile, Oxford won at Lafayette 42-7. Let's go there now. It is 4th and 27. Let's wait until the camera gets in position before I officially say we're going over there. All right, South Panola about to punt in this game after the first possession of the second half. All right, now let's go over to Oak Grove and Hoover to Alabama, as Hoover is going to get the football to start the second half. Remember, I just mentioned 14-14 is the score on that one. Let's go live from the Hoover Met.
Just forward for a gain of 6.
Carr, you got to figure the Bucks are just going to do what they've been doing because it's been successful in just running Amerson between the tackles.
So Maddox is indeed out of the game. Drew Maddox out of the game at nose guard. So TJ Werre in his spot at the nose. Another give to Amerson, breaks one tackle, plunges forward across the 30, down to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, 2 plays and a first down. It's too easy right now for the Bucks. Warriors have got to find a way to stop that run-off tackle.
Give to Amerson. Left side leg still churning. A hard-earned 3 yards for Amerson. And the Warriors just not getting any penetration, which we saw last week versus Wayne County. But as the Warriors have stepped up in competition, this offensive line for the Bucks certainly controlling the line of scrimmage right now. And making it even more difficult with Drew Maddox out of the game due to cramps.
I want to thank Coach Jesse Lang and his wife Anna watching tonight. I understand there's a lot of pictures being posted of watch parties on Warrior Broadcasting LLC on the Facebook page.
The Facebook.
The Book of Faces.
Bucks flip the formation, give to Dunson, but we've got a false start, so an advanced pet care penalty. They'll back it on up, Terry. And that was for you, Mark and Jennifer Parsons.
Here, switch the games and bring me up. All right, so Oxford gets on the board for the first time in the second half on their first drive to make it 14-9. Let's go back to Oak Grove and Hoover. Not sure of the down and distance, but all I know is the Buccaneers still have the ball, and Oak Grove trying to get off the field.
And continues to churn forward. Finally brought down at the 35-yard line. And Lance, both Dunson and Amerson continue to fall forward and pick up an extra yard in extra effort. And now that brings up a Mississippi National Guard third down. It'll be 3rd and 6 for Hoover.
Danny and Charlotte Green and family watching from Gulfport tonight.
All right, so the extra point good after a penalty. 14-10 is the count. South Panola over Oxford. Back to Oak Grove and Hoover, and the Oak Grove defense just laid down some serious wood there. 3 Oak Grove defenders just bursting through the Hoover offensive line, and it looked like they were switching out some players, so maybe the punting team is coming out there. Now we got an injury in this one. So I think this is going to be a time we're going to take another quick timeout, as a lot of games still at halftime right now. These are the only 2 games going right now. So let's take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsor.
Hello, I'm Brian Henley with Performance Therapy. I'm the physical therapist and clinic director at our Gluckstadt Clinic. We are in the Madison County area, and we proudly serve many of our schools in this area as well as our local community. We treat everywhere from the younger kids, athletes, non-athletes, to the local geriatric population. We have over 25 years of experience in the physical therapy field here in this clinic. This has helped us to gain a large amount of respect with our local medical community and helped us with our relationships with both the physicians that refer to us as well as our local community and clientele. We take great pride in the relationships we are able to build with our patients through focused care and focused treatment to help them achieve their goals. You can contact us directly at our Gluckstadt Clinic or reach us through one of our 14 clinics across the state. We are Performance Therapy, comprehensive care, hands-on treatment, proven results.
All right, thanks again to Performance Therapy for sponsoring Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live. We are at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum in Jackson, Mississippi. Thank you to everyone here at the Hall of Fame and Museum for letting us broadcast our show here each and every Friday night. Let's go back to the action now. We're going to go back to Oxford and South Panola. South Panola has the ball for their second time in the third quarter, trying to answer that Oxford touchdown just a moment ago. All right, as you've noticed, no commentary for Oxford and South Panola, just a good old crowd noise. We're going to go back over to Oak Grove and Hoover, and we'll be switching back and forth in between these two games for a little bit once again, as Oak Grove looks like they've got themselves a first down and then some as they continue to move the pile, finally blowing the play dead. Let's jump back now to Oak Grove and South Panola. We're just going to be bouncing back and forth now for a little bit.
Credit to Taylor recognizing the soft spot in the zone, and then Maddox recognizing Taylor being wide open. Taylor doing the rest for the job of most first down. Maddox going deep for Woodland. Got a step in and out of the hands of P.J. Woodland. No flags on the play.
Yeah, we've got a flag.
Didn't see it. Where was it dropped?
Yeah, right here on the near sideline. So nothing but a sideline warning to Hoover. Was hoping maybe it was offsides.
Not a big fan of the old sideline warning.
Carr, the Warriors with a missed opportunity right there.
Certainly we continue to say that offensively for the Warriors tonight. A lot of missed opportunities that would certainly put Oak Grove up by at least a pair of touchdowns. So 2nd and 10 now after the incompletion. Maddox gives to Champagne. Champagne running hard, gets up to the 40-yard line, still going. Spins out of one tackle and takes it to the 38-yard line of Hoover.
It's pretty much all on Champagne right there as he got a couple of yards initially, just kept those big legs churning. Was able to pick up about another 4 additional yards.
All right, we're going to go to Brandon and Madison Central for the first time tonight. This game at Madison Central. Madison Central with a 34-13 lead, and the Jaguars already deep in Brandon territory trying to add some more points.
Madison Central.
And Michael Jones, pretty good blocker as well. Pretty good blocker as well.
First down at 10. Going to turn at Singleton this time, and he's going to be wrapped up and pick up about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I think this is Daylon Stewart. Great job by Daylon. He got up shot the football. He got in the backfield, had a hand on Singleton and missed the tackle and didn't give up. Circled back to then get an assist on the tackle. Good job by Dalen.
Second down and 8 as we hit the 9:21 mark in the third quarter. This time busted play, and he is going to be wrapped up. He being the quarterback, and he's going to lose a yard on the play. With third down and 9.
Not sure what the play call would have or should have been or was trying to, what Madison was trying to do at that time, but he went with a play action handoff to Laverian Jackson. Kept it himself, bumped into Jackson, and Norwood was there to kind of break it up. Bounced the quarterback back and then circle back to make the tackle.
Third down and 9 here now for Picarella and the Madison Central Jaguars. Are on top 34-13 here in this ball game. Picarella going to settle in here down to 2 seconds. They're going to call a timeout. Madison Central wants to talk about it, try to get things right on the play call. 30-second timeout on the network. Back in a bit.
Hey, it's Wentz McGee.
All right, let's check in on Hartfield and Cathedral for the first time tonight. This one out of hand already, and it was out of hand in the first half. It's 48-6 Hartfield. Just a tough night for the Green Wave. Found some interesting trivia while I was researching for these games tonight. It's one of the oldest schools in Mississippi, Cathedral is, formed in 1847. Anyone want to take a stab at who the oldest one is, according to my internet research? Any takers here in the studio? In the Hall of Fame? Too late. Franklin Academy, you never would have got it. 1821. Hey, look at the Green Wave. They're making a move. 48-6. We'll go live there for a minute.
Out of bounds. That was a powerful run by Cam Tanner.
Yeah, see Salasori in there as well, number 48. Looking at number 30, Braden Graham in, another sophomore. I was talking to Braden yesterday about some playing time, man. He was excited to get on the field, proud of him and Silas, some of these guys. Obviously, number 41, Brad Myers, another junior in there. A lot of underclassmen getting.
Picarella drops to throw, throws towards the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
Well, we hit that time. We had everybody covered, Jake. We had looks like maybe Delaney running from the left side, running up the field and bouncing his route out, but looks like the tight end on a delayed route had him covered, and the inside receiver running the post route covered, had them all covered. So good job of covering pass routes by the defense.
Jacks to attempt a 20. Check that 33-yard attempt from the near hash. That kick is blocked. Ball is blocked, and he just let it go. So Bulldogs dodge a bullet there, block a field goal, and they'll get the ball on a needed turnover there, Purdy.
Good job, defense. Good job, defense. Did a good job of,
understand kind of their frustration while we're not getting an explanation.
There's another handoff to Tanner. In the big-time JV victory last night as well, I was talking to assistant coach Hunter Sykes about this. They had a situation where they ran a fake punt that ended up being taken back because the officials said that there were not enough players on the line.
Yep.
And looking at the replay, there were. So it's just one of those situations where sometimes the numbers maybe lie, Joe. A handoff. He's going to plow ahead. He's going to get some extra help there as well, and he's going to get inside the 5-yard line. Oh, they're going to say down right at the 5.
Yeah, going by quickly. 3.
All right, so Oxford touchdown there makes it 16-14 to take the lead against South Panola. Now we're back at Hartfield and Cathedral. Cathedral trying to punch one in, and they do. 48-6, now 48-12. So the Green Wave hanging in there. They're trying to, at least, in a long night it's been for them in Flowood. So back-to-back touchdowns. That's what we love about this. Let's go now to Brandon and Madison Central, as Brandon has the ball after getting that blocked field goal of the Jaguars, down 21 in the third quarter.
Over here it's about who's going to make or stopping the big play. Now, for us, it's about who's going to make the big play.
Barnes throws back shoulder fade. Jay McQueen, and I believe he caught that ball.
What a catch.
Chris, what you see down there?
He spun the last second and hit him right between the four. I was about to say two numbers, but hit him right there. That's just a beautiful route there by McQueen.
Beautiful route, beautiful throw. Landon Barnes this time heads it to Blunt, and he is off and running, a pickup of 14 and another first down, back-to-back first downs for Nate Blunt, a pickup of about 13. In Blunt again, left side, picks up 3. It'll be second down.
Yeah, looks like one of those linebackers was able to sneak in. Can't tell if Banks was able to sneak in back there to get that shoestring tackle on Blunt before he can get started.
Got a stretch play left side. Blunt powers his way forward, a pickup of 2. It'll be third down and 6.
Yeah, we can't seem to get a really good block on the edge with left tackle with Newell and Nickelberry. Can't seem to get a good, seal block on the edge with those stretch plays going right and left with Nate Blunt.
Barnes, 2 receivers stacked to the far side. Quincy Phillips comes in motion towards the formation. Play action. Barnes going to throw off feet, man, wide open. Caught down at the 25, 20, 15, and off his feet down to the 11-yard line. First down, Bulldogs.
Nickelberry was able to sneak in the route, going the opposite side, and Landon rolled to his right. Still under a lot of pressure, was able to get the ball off, and you can tell Nickelberry's not used to, getting the ball and heading upfield. Not a speed guy, but was able to make the reception.
27-yard pickup, first down and 10 at the 13. Gives it to another running back, and he is going to shift his way forward. That's a pickup of 7. That's going to be Martin. Martin's got some wiggle. Boy, he is going to be good.
He really is. I mean, just the vision and able to stop on a dime and find a hole.
Second down and 4 at about the 6-yard line. Martin again. Martin's going to make a man miss, and Martin is at the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
What a run. Martin started left, didn't see anything, started right, took 2 steps, found the smallest crease to his left, was able to get there and get to the goal line. Well, we've got an exciting running back in our future with Martin, but what a great run. A couple of good runs back-to-back by C.J. Martin.
Six-yard run by C.J. Martin. Kick is up, and it is good. Bulldogs chopping away, 34-20. We still got a long way to go. Long way to go. 6:03 left in the third. Bulldogs get on the board. Back in 30 seconds.
Whenever you're ready. All right, so here come the Brandon Bulldogs, making it 34-20. Interesting notice, we're now watching Oxford and South Panola. Oxford up 17-14 on South Panola. South Panola really hasn't been able to move the ball now on their third possession of the second half, not really been able to do anything. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, Madison Central leading the all-time series 11-10. We haven't had a back-to-back winner regular season game since 2014-2015, and that was Madison Central. And then in 2021, when Madison Central won the state championship, they beat Brandon. They beat them 42-19 in the regular season, then 24-17 in that 6A state title game. And now we've got an interception for Oxford, and Oxford coming out on fire. The pick 6 for the Chargers, and South Panola in a world of hurt now. It has gone from 14-10 to 23-14 in the blink of an eye. Oxford on the road. Remember, they've won 4 straight in this series, and all of a sudden they look like they've got the advantage to maybe jump up and take 5 in a row. 23-14 after the pick 6. We'll hang here for a second and wait for the PAT as we have Oak Grove and Hoover we're waiting to go back to. And then we have other actions starting to get going again. We've got MRA and Pulaski to get to. Tupelo and South Haven are out of the locker room. They had their 7:30 kickoff there tonight, so they'll be getting started. They'll be getting started shortly. Here comes the extra point for Oxford. Kick up, kick good. 24-14 Oxford. 4:29 to go in the third quarter. Let's hop back over to Oak Grove and Hoover in Hoover, Alabama, the site of the SEC Baseball Championship, SEC Tournament, I should say, in Oak Grove, going deep there on I'm not sure what down, but that pass is broken up. So 14-14. Let's go live to Oak Grove and Hoover.
Jefferson had a step on Moultrie, but Moultrie made it up very quickly as he knocked that one away. That one falls incomplete. Make it 2nd and 10 now for Oak Grove.
Well, the Warriors again trying to go for that home run. We said prior on that prior drive, 2 big missed opportunities going for the long ball. Right there, Maddox very fortunate the ball was not intercepted.
Give to Champagne around the left side. That one. Ball squirts out, but they're going to rule Champagne down. Champagne got around the edge, but the Bucks quickly gang tackling on Champagne. Only able to gain a couple of yards, make it 3rd and a long 8. We'll call it 3rd and 7 now. Check that, 3rd and 7 now. Minute and a half remaining still in the third.
Yeah, that play coming towards us here on the near side car initially looked like might have something to it, but that Bucks linebacking core just fast. Closing speed. Champagne minimal gain. Big 3rd down here for the Warriors. Let's see if they try to go for the home run ball again or maybe just settle somebody down in the middle. As Coach Causey is going to take a courtesy Ford timeout.
All right, timeout at Oak Grove and Hoover. Let's go to Van Cleve and Gulfport for the first time tonight. Gulfport up 23-0 on schools separated about a 30-minute drive or so. Gulfport in their first season under head coach Blake Pennick. Remember, he was at Ocean Springs the last 2 years, had back-to-back undefeated regular seasons, and they lost to Brandon last year in the South State Finals in just a wild football game. But he's picked up right where he left off on the Gulf Coast since winning football games. They won last week 42-0 at Gaucher. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, this is the first ever meeting between these two schools. Gulfport jumping up to 7A. They're now 7A Region 4 with Harrison Central, Biloxi, Ocean Springs, DeIverville, and St. Martin. So let's go live there. Van Cleve with the ball, down 23-0.
Third and 5. Got to come up with something out of the play. But I would think this is 4-down territory no matter what for Van Cleve. You don't see a lot of high school guys, drop it and kick it right here.
Back right, throws a strike to Damari. He's got the first down and more. Another good route by Damari Jefferson. Just settled that one down. And really good pitch and catch between Maddox and Jefferson to pick up the Java Mo's first down.
Absolute strike from Maddox. Working the outside of the field as opposed to the interior. A very good route.
Nice job by Maddox. Glancing to his left and coming back right, setting his feet, throwing a strike right into the hands of Damari. 1st and 10 now. Give to Champagne again. Penetration by the Bucks. That was Jeremy Cook, the strong safety. Quickly in the backfield.
Yeah, besides a couple of
Cook
good hard runs by Champagne earlier in the game, it has been tough going for him between the tackles since.
Cook, the bandit position in this 4-2-5 scheme. Penetration off the edge, and really Champagne could not get going, could not pop the top, and only able to gain a yard.
Been able to keep him on ice tonight.
2nd and 9 now for the Warriors. Maddox put in the air. Big penetration by Daugherty.
Yeah, Daugherty pretty much in untouched. Maddox could really do nothing there.
He'll be manned up.
All right, so Van
Cottonham.
Cleve had a timeout. Now they're out of the timeout, down 23-0. We're picking things up, about 5:40 to go, and they got a good chunk of yards there on that play out of the timeout. Love to see that. It makes you happy when you're a coach. Madison Central and Brandon. We've got Madison Central driving with the football. Remember, Brandon just scored a touchdown. Well, Madison Central trying to answer that score, 34-20. We're going to get there in just a second. And then obviously we got Oak Grove and Hoover going. Kind of a little slobber knocker right now. It's 14-all. No one really being able to move the ball. But these are the games we're going to be keeping our eye on for the time being.
Sports. That's the case with Cottonham and Edders, as Edders is a catcher, as we talked about. Parker trying to get the play in. We're almost under 5 minutes, and they're going to call a timeout now. I guess feeling a little bit of desperation, like they got to put points on the board, and the Admiral defense is trying to continue their streak of shutout.
Offensive line gives you almost images of 2 years ago. That I still remember that offensive line of Madison's 2 years ago, and this is looking a lot like that.
Yeah, they're not there yet, but this is a good one for sure. And off again. Bulldogs plug that up on second down and short. They're going to pick up a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
You know, if you look at some of the information from their game last week with Ocean Springs, some of the sports writers, I think, tabbed Ocean Springs as one of the top defenses in 7A as well. So it probably tells you why that ball game was real close last week. But, man, our offensive line is really, really doing the job tonight.
3rd down and 1. Jackson in the pistol, going to turn, hand it to the back again. This time he is hit and loses a yard on the play. It'll be 4th down and short.
That was all Callum. What a good job by Jaden. Jacoby Spann got up, turned everything turn everything back inside, but Spann was right there. Callender was right there to make the tackle, right at that line of scrimmage. Good job.
Interesting call here. Definitely got a kicker that could make this would be about a 37-yard kick. They're going to leave the offense on the field. Let's go down to Chris real quick. Chris, we got about 4th down and 3.
And we'll see it again on the Goliath Trailers instant replay.
Right up the middle, pretty much untouched, Carr.
Nice job going right through the A-gap. And just poor execution by the Warriors on punt protection. And Hoover quickly in business as they will start this.
Hoover coming back out. We got Madison Central still driving. Van Cleve out of a timeout or a penalty. Wasn't really sure what that is. So now we're just kind of in a holding pattern. We're going to see who's going first. And it looks like it's going to be Hoover. So let's hang with Hoover. And then we're going to jump to Madison Central.
He's just following the lead.
Carr after.
And that's just going to be, we'll probably get a
pick up a 6 on the play, and that's going to be Singleton.
Yeah, man, thank goodness for Clear Norwood speed, or Singleton would have been, again, in for 6, and really not necessarily a counter play.
Well, quick pitch it to this way. Got hit hard. Looks like he got hit his own man there. Ran into number 73.
In there.
That's Braden Peterson.
There's a lot of weight.
On the defensive line.
Winston's going to bounce it. And that's going to be a Hoover touchdown.
All right, so Hoover takes advantage of that block punt. It's now 20-14 Buccaneers. We were about to go to Madison Central and Brandon, but the quarter has come to a close. So the third quarter's over. 34-20 is going to be the score. Madison Central over Brandon. Let's go back down to Gulfport. 23-0 still Gulfport over Van Cleve. Van Cleve still driving. Let's go there. Hold on. Let's wait. Let's see if this extra point goes through. Extra points, you never know what you're going to get in high school football with an extra point. This one is up, and it is good down the third baseline stands. Okay, so 21-14 Hoover. Now we're back at Gulfport. Let's see what Van Cleve can do as they try and punch it in for the first time tonight.
Harris and Etter down on the near side. Harris in motion. They'll pitch quick sweep to the right. He's going to find the end zone.
Touchdown Capers.
Nice job there for Van Cleve. The Admiral defense just had no answer for them, and they score. So a good drive there by the Bulldogs with 3:40 remaining in the third quarter. Pick up their first touchdown of the evening on their first possession of the second half. Just a great run there by Kyle Capers. Just got the quick pitch out of the I formation.
Hit the edge.
Yeah, followed his block.
Really good drive from Van Cleve there. Once they got inside the 20, you just could tell how much they wanted it.
So they're going to go for two. They're going to run a little reverse to Edders. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to fall. So that'll be nada. Now the Apples lead 23-6.
All right, now we're going back to Oxford and South Panola. South Panola methodically moving the ball down the field. Only about 16 seconds left in the third quarter there. South Panola trying to answer back after Oxford gets 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, including a pick 6, and it's going to take us to the end. And now we're switching to Madison Central, and Madison Central trying to score as the fourth quarter starts, and they are out at the 2-yard line, it looks like. But Madison Central threatening to go back up 3 scores as we've got another scrum. We had some fisticuffs last week between Brandon and Picayune, and we're getting a little chippy down there between these crosstown rivals. We're going to hang out here for a little bit. Keep an eye on Tupelo and South Haven, as well as we're also getting ready to go to MRA and Pulaski for the first time tonight.
It caused the helmet to come off, but, stronger defense side, defense was able to keep him out of the end zone, but, it's going to be costly.
They unpack this.
Takes the handoff, and he's into the end zone on the right side. Touchdown! Tupelo. Jeremiah Harrell faked the give to Middlebrooks, goes right side and strolls it.
I don't know how much of what I thought I was talking. We weren't sure, but hey, we showed the Tupelo touchdown. I got this cool clicker up here tonight. Got this cool clicker so I can switch the games. Tupelo scores. It's 33-0. They're running away with this one. Hey, they're a threat to Starkville there in 7A as a team that can win it all. But now let's go back to Madison Central. 34-20 MC. They're trying to punch it in and go back up 3 scores. This is good TV.
Along with, check that, Johnson, a quarterback with Jackson in the backfield. And take off with it straight ahead, and that's going to be a touchdown. Corrects that Singleton in the quote-unquote Wildcat, and the Jaguars tack on another score.
Yeah, again, that drive is all Madison Central offensive line, Jake. This drive started at the Madison 25-yard line, and we just saw really just a lot of big runs. Nothing fancy. Pickerel comes out of the ball game. Johnson steps in, gets a run toward the end there, and a bad snap on the extra point attempt. Boy, you were thinking we could take advantage of some of these mistakes.
All right, so a muffed snap there. Madison Central can't get it up. They're still up by 20. Here's Pulaski and MRA for the first time tonight. Pulaski has the football. They're in that nice UCLA blue, and it is 28-16 MRA Patriots all the way up in Arkansas, trying to come away with a win over a perennial state champion in 6A and 5A football up there. It looks like they're going to take a timeout. Let's go to Oxford and South Panola. The fourth quarter just getting started. South Panola down 10. They've got a 4th and 4, and yeah, you pretty much got to go for it here from the Oxford 24-yard line.
Update, looks like Pearl is up 17-6 in the third.
Pirates trying to take out Warren Central. And into the end zone, touchback. Bulldogs get the football down 20, 11:47 to go.
Here we go. All right, so we're back at Pulaski. All right, so they were going for 2, Pulaski was, and they also do something nifty. They don't do kickoffs. They just do onside kicks, and that was one of them right there. I believe they're going to get hit with illegal touching. So MRA should get the football and retain possession to start another drive. So 28-16, MRA on the road. I was talking to John Weaver, one of their assistant coaches there. He's been calling plays. And, hey, also Herbert Davis, good news for him. He is on the sideline tonight for MRA. I don't know how many of you have heard. The MRA football coach has been having some kidney issues, been in the hospital a bunch, but he is back on the sideline tonight. He tweeted something out earlier today. He was really excited, and I know we're all excited for him to be back out there doing something that he loves so much and doing it well. So while MRA is about to come out, they've been putting up points, and that's just what they do. We've got our eye on Brandon and Madison Central. It's a 20-point game, but Brandon can move the ball pretty quickly as well. So let's just hang out here at MRA and Pulaski, and then we'll see what we can find. All right, so as you can notice, or as you can tell, the audio not working so well on the MRA broadcast. That's okay. Just got a few notes we can share. MRA, 48-25 winners in Week 1 against Parkland Academy, 56-14 over Mag Heights in Week 2, and then 49-7 over Oak Forest in Week 3. The MAIS started a couple weeks sooner than the MHSAA. MRA, a team that's won 3 state championships in the last 4 years. They went for a four-peat last year, but lost to Jackson Prep. Led by John White, who just got sacked there. He's a 3-star kid, committed to Southern Miss. He got 906 passing yards this year. And Coach Davis said John is ready to be truly elite. He's like a coach on the field with check protections and run game. He's going to be better this year at getting us into better plays, and it's working out tonight. So now we're going to bounce back and forth between this game, Oak Grove and Hoover. We missed one. Oak Grove got a touchdown to make it 21-21. They're in the fourth quarter, not sure of the time. We're going to go there. Let's go back to MRA real quick, let them run a play, and then we'll go back to Oak Grove and Hoover. Oh, watch out, John White. So down goes White on the sack, and let's go over to Oak Grove and Hoover, 21-all.
Gets another carry, breaks out of the tackle of Malachi Henderson and picks up another Hoover first down, finally brought down at the 47-yard line. We'll see it again on the Glide Trailers instant replay. Lance, you said it. A lot of broken tackles as Dunson breaks out of the tackle of Jalen Moore, finally brought down by Henderson. It's another Hoover first down. 7.5 remaining in this one.
Warriors in position to make those plays, Carr, but again, just not putting the ball carrier on the ground at the point of contact.
Winston comes to the top of your screen in the slot, so he twins to the top of your screen. Give to Peters, following the block of Storm Fain. And Peters picks up 6. And again, it's consecutive, whether it's Amerson, Dunson, or Peters. It is 5 and 6 yards with every carry. And Hoover just dominating the line of scrimmage throughout, really, after the first series.
And when you can rotate backs like that, Carr, on a night like tonight when the Warrior defense up front is having problems with cramps.
Give to Peters, doing a nice job shimming out of one tackle, and finally going to be brought down by Deion Barber.
Got a flag in the middle of the field.
Let's hope that is holding.
Yeah, it usually indicates holding right there where it was thrown. So Warriors with a break there.
Down 20. So you got to have try to take advantage of every play here. See if Bulldogs can get their 12th first down of the night. Barnes drops to throw. Looking, throws, crossing route. It's going to be incomplete. It'll be turnover on downs.
Yeah, it's going to be short. Trying to hit Brayson Hall, on a different route. But, man, you couldn't tell where the pressure was going to come.
All right, Madison Central gets a huge stop on Brandon, up 40-20. 10:29 to go in the fourth quarter, and they're going to get the ball deep in Brandon territory. Not looking good for the Bulldogs, but it is looking roses for the Jags in the jungle. All right, now we're at Oak Grove and Hoover. 21-all, like we mentioned just a moment ago. Fourth quarter between these Mississippi and Alabama first-time opponents.
So a big opportunity for the Warriors to try and stop this drive. Clock approaching 6 minutes now, remaining in regulation.
Big opportunity for the Warriors here to get a stop, Carr. 5:49 and counting.
Give to Amerson on 3rd and 7. Plunging forward, spins out of a tackle, and he's got enough for Hoover first down. So Waldrop and the Bucks elect to call Amerson's number on 3rd and 8. And they convert and pick up another first down and smartly give it to Amerson, the playmaker. So it looks like we've got a Hattiesburg Medical Supply heat timeout with 5:42 remaining.
Gulfport now. Gulfport got another touchdown after Van Cleve scored, so it's 30-6 Gulfport. Time winding down in the third quarter there. Van Cleve with the football.
Formation again. Quick pitch to the left side. He's going to be brought down now by Reed. Reed finally getting in and getting his hands around him. Reed, the 6'1", 225 defensive end there. Got in there with Javier Lopez as well. 10 seconds, the clock's running. I'm not sure they're going to get the play off before the end of the third quarter.
So the third quarter coming to a close in Gulfport and Van Cleve. We're now back at Oxford and South Panola. 24-14 is the count. The Oxford Chargers in front. Oxford rolling with 2 QBs so far this year, and the 2 QBs just happen to be brothers. You have Peter Grandjean and Mitchell Grandjean. Peter, the eldest, the senior. Mitchell, the youngest, the sophomore. But they did a lot of running in their win last week over Lafayette, 42-7, because there was only about 140 yards passing in between both of them. Excuse me, for 74 yards passing between the two of them. And they graduated Mac Howard, who is now at Utah. But South Panola trying to get something going. We're keeping our eye on Oak Grove and Hoover. As a matter of fact, while we sort out this penalty, let's go back to Oak Grove and Hoover. For 21-21, Hoover with the football.
Or 6 for Hoover. Give to Dunson. Breaks one tackle, breaks another, and a third. And Freddie Dunson is a name that has become synonymous with first down carries tonight, and he does it once again, moving the chains for Hoover. Dunson, that part of that really 1-2-3 combo, but really doing –
You know, I'd like to give like some crowd noise, but the feed is, there's no audio at all, and I hope I can give swell play-by-play here. MRA with the ball, up 28-16 on Pulaski, deep in Pulaski territory. They don't punt. Let's see what the Patriots can do here. We got an injury timeout in Oak Grove and Hoover, and that one's looking pretty swell right now. Hey, that MRA offense, as we keep an eye on these other games, they got 3 young players surrounding that senior QB. Charles Simpson just caught that pass. Number 3, the running back, he's a sophomore. And their 2 top pass catchers so far this year, sophomores. Number 2, Case Thomas. Number 5, Will Bizot. Hope I got your name right there, Mr. Will. Here goes White, rolling right, and that throw is low and incomplete. Trying to make an argument that he did catch it, but I think it did hit the ground. Maybe if they were back home in Mississippi, you might have gotten that call. Who knows? Well, here's a replay. Let's check it out and see for ourselves. And it was, you can't tell. It's a tough call either way. All right, so while we wait for them to sort this out, no, we'll hang right here, and then we're going to go check on Oxford and South Panola. Still 24-14 there. South Panola facing a 2nd and 22. They just had an incomplete pass to make it 3rd and 22. Oxford starting to assert their will in that one. And that pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. So let's get Oak Grove and Hoover pulled back up if we can. Hoover still with the ball. They're now down at about the Oak Grove 22. And let's see, we're just going to try and wait and see who's going to run a play first. And it looks like it's going to be MRA. Those guys move quick. Like I mentioned earlier, scoring 40-something points last week in 5 minutes. They like to go fast. And now they're looking for their call. And now it looks like the call is going to be a timeout. Let's go to Oak Grove and Hoover. 21-21, Hoover with the football.
Well, a slant, direct snap to Winston around the left side. And again, just no one setting the edge for the Warriors on the perimeter. Winston able to get outside. Going to be close to another. And check that, it will be enough for a Hoover first down as Winston again able to get outside. No one setting the edge. It'll be 1st and 10 for Hoover at the 19-yard line now of the Warriors.
Yeah, P.J. Woodland coming down from his safety spot to make the play. Probably saving a touchdown right there.
And just no answer for this Buccaneers running attack. Give to Amerson right in the heart of the Warrior defense. And he picks up 5, or check that, they'll mark it at the 15, picks up 4. But again, we have not had a tackle for loss in quite some time for Oak Grove.
308 and counting.
And whether it's Amerson, Freddie Dunson, or Chalmers Peters, it is 4, 5, maybe 7 just chunks of rushing yards with each carry. And also with that, Hoover continues to erode the clock. Give to Amerson. And finally, Warriors only surrender Amerson back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, MRA out of the timeout, looking to score, and they did not. I'm going to say they're down at the 1. I don't know if that was a 3rd and goal or a real 3rd and 9. Waiting on Oak Grove and Hoover to get back out there or to run a play. I think that's a pretty good call right there. I think he was short of the end zone. So a big tackle there for Pulaski. Yep, 4th and 1. So I guess it's 4th and goal. I don't know what's going on there. All right, let's go to Oak Grove and Hoover real quick. Hoover, little handoff. Not sure of the time situation in that game. All we know is Hoover is threatening to take the lead. So while they're running here, let's go back to MRA and Pulaski. This is what I'm assuming is a 4th and goal. A handoff to the aforementioned Charles Simpson. He is in for a touchdown. MRA, 34-16. The Patriots taking it to the 6A champs. Public and private play against each other in Arkansas. And the champs are getting beat up by the team from Madison County in Mississippi. All right, let's go over to Oxford and South Panola as Oak Grove and Hoover are in a timeout. Oh, excuse me, we are a player down, so it looks like we're going to have an injury timeout. So we'll stay here for the extra point. We're keeping our eye on Gulfport and Van Cleve as well. It's 30-12 there. And let's hop to Gulfport and Van Cleve while we wait for some other action to pick up.
Ben moved back out to the outside, caught Prince by surprise just a bit. Couldn't get his footing, so he held him. Really not a bad play. I mean, you're not
really
hurting yourself too much here. They do a little line shift, move some linemen around. Now they got to stack the backfield.
Capers up the middle.
And he did. And they pick up 2 extra points right there, so that makes it 14. 30-14 with 10:33. So they're happy to see that on the Van Cleve sideline. They've scored on both their possessions as well. And now the Admirals looking to counter it.
All right, so Hoover missed a field goal. So Oak Grove 21, Hoover 21. Again, not sure of the time, but Oak Grove now has a chance here in the 4th quarter to break this tie. It's been a really good football game over there in Alabama. Meanwhile, Oxford and South Panola still 24-14. Oxford with the football. We're going to keep an eye on that one as well as we wait and see what happens here with Oak Grove and Hoover. Oh, we're going deep. We wanted to. Oh, a lot going on there. Oh, no, not good. Not good. Did he hold on to the ball? Yes, he did. All right, that's a big sack there. All right, let's go to Oxford and South Panola now. 24-14 Oxford.
Out on the field in regulation.
Well, this is a game you don't want to go to overtime either because of the way your defense now, as you said, just gassed.
Tunnel screen to PJ Woodland in the middle of the field, makes one man miss, gets back to the original line of scrimmage to the 20-yard line.
Clock stops with a timeout.
So Hoover burns a courtesy Ford timeout. Clock stopped with 50 seconds remaining. And we
All right, so Oxford turns it over on down. South Panola still got a chance, down 10, 4:17 to go. We're going to go to Gulfport and Van Cleve, 30-14. Gulfport Admirals with the lead as they try and nurse away what they hope to be is their second victory of the season. Let's hang out here for a little bit before Oak Grove and Hoover get started back up.
I'd like to see them do that play just over and over again until they can't stop it.
Can't stop it. You got Heel down in the slot here. They're giving him about a 12-yard cushion.
There he is out in the flat.
A little low pass. Heel picks it up. Going to try to scamper.
Made a move.
He's quick. Going to get into about the 8. Yeah, they gave him too much of a cushion there. You just can't give him that. So good for Nico to see that as well and pick that up. That's what you're wanting in some maturity from Nico, to be able to read the defense, take what they give you. You can look at it now on the right side. On the far side, Magruder's man-to-man, so he's got a slant into the end zone if Nico sees him. He's going to pull and hand it off. He's going to get inside to about the 7-yard line.
Number 7, Gavin Brown, takes it to the left side. Short gain, about 2-yard lines, make it about 8, or second and 8.
Here we go. Admiral's trying to go a little quicker. Hill will be down in the slot here on the near side with Joseph. Magruder's on the far side, giving room to work. Brown in the backfield with Williams. Options to Brown. Trying to get a block. Scampers to the end zone, lowers his shoulder. He's in.
Got in.
Just lowers his shoulder and drives it in. So Admirals make quick of that. In less than 2 minutes, the Admirals score again. 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter play, and these fireworks are heavy in the south end zone tonight.
All right, so Brandon has a touchdown. Here comes an extra point. Game not over yet. 5:01. Extra point is up, and it is good, so it's 40-27. Oh, it's no good. I should be able to see that. I'm looking right at the screen like everybody else is. So 40-14. Oh, it's a 14-point game. Good grief, TJ. Figure it out, man. All right, Gulfport scored 37-14. Madison Central has a 14-point lead. We're taking a break. Let's hear from Performance Therapy.
Hello, my name is Brooks Fort Mary. I'm the director at Performance Therapy in Clinton. We're a clinic in town that offers physical, occupational, and speech therapy for adults and pediatrics, which helps kind of set us apart a little bit in this community. On the physical therapy side, we're able to treat orthopedic injuries, knee replacements, rotator cuff surgeries, anything like that. But also we offer pelvic floor physical therapy for those people that need that, and pediatrics. And our occupational side and speech side also treat adult and pediatric patients. Because we offer all three disciplines, we're able to try to give a wide approach and really see anything that's needed in this community. Our clinic's really willing to go the extra mile and help patients however is needed. If you have a game, we want to go and support you and see how we can serve you in that way. If it's at your daycare, we're willing to go visit that and see how your kids need accommodations or treatment with that. So we're willing to do whatever's needed and be there every step of the way for you in your recovery. If you're in Clinton, you can reach out to us specifically, but if you're at any of our other locations, feel free to visit our website, performancetherapyms.com. We are Performance Therapy, hands-on treatment, comprehensive care, proven
thanks again
results.
to Performance Therapy for sponsoring Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live. I hope you're enjoying the show tonight. We've seen a lot of action here on this Friday night of Mississippi High School football. We're going to go to Oxford. No, we're going to go Oak Grove. Where are we going? Okay, Oxford just scored, so it's 31-14. That one looks like it is taken care of. Oak Grove and Hoover are going to overtime. That is where we're going to go, and we're going to pay very close attention to that. Meanwhile, we're going to keep our eye on Brandon and Madison Central. Let's go to Brandon and Madison Central. Madison Central trying to run out the clock here on the Bulldogs. It's 40-26, 5:01 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, the quarterback's going to hand the football off, and boy, he's got a big hole. That's Singleton. Singleton almost breaks that one for a touchdown. Jaden Johnson in at quarterback. Singleton's had a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, Singleton is basically playing, second effort runs, and he's been hit several times and was able to keep to his feet or spin out of it. Hit at the line of scrimmage, I believe, on Reese Quinn that time, and was able to, again, spin off of it and get down the field for first down into Brandon territory.
First down and 10 at the 40. We hit the 4:29 mark in the ball game. 40-26 now. Madison Central. A turn, hand it to same back, and he is going to be stopped. And Bulldogs will take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Let's get out of Chris.
Yeah, they wanted a false start right there. The right tackle jumped a little early. Coaches are asking for it. You can see Sam's over here talking to him, saying, hey, watch it, because he's jumping a little bit early. But Sam's going to have to earn those timeouts now because timeouts are against him. Get the ball back here, go down and score. I mean, onside kick's your best friend at that point. So I think that's what he's taking for.
21 points off turnovers tonight. And again, I'm a numbers guy. That's the way I look at these games. I look at all these games. And this is not a sugarcoat moment, but 21 points off turnovers. You take that off, your Bulldogs are up top 26-19. And that's literally when that's 3 turnovers. If you take those off the board, one was a pick 6. Bulldogs had a block punt last week.
I think the Warriors.
Pulaski is Madison Central and Brandon. We're in a timeout. We're waiting for overtime to start in Oak Grove and Hoover, MRA, and Pulaski. This game, let's see, what time we got? We got 9:24 right now. And this pace for this one, man, they might be there till 11. It's just taking forever. Anyway, 35-22, MRA. Yeah, there we go, trying to run out some clock. But, hey, it's only a 13-point game. Both of these teams can score in a hurry. Let's go over to Madison Central and Brandon now. Madison Central has the ball, 4:08 to go. And the Brandon defense sniffs out that run and then some. Anxiously awaiting this overtime between Oak Grove and Hoover. They are finally now down by the right field wall, as it looks like that will be the end zone of choice. And Oak Grove has the football first. Overtime on Mississippi Scoreboard, Friday Night Live, presented by Performance Therapy.
It'll be Jefferson motion across the screen. Play fake to Champagne. Got a wide open Jefferson. The 3-2 touchdown Warriors. Damari Jefferson with the first Warrior Town touchdown in overtime.
Great play call by Trip Sumrall. Get the defense flowing away. Maddox rolls to his right, looks back.
And a little nifty whoop by Damari Jefferson, stopping on a dime.
Warriors electing to go for the extra point. This is one of those deals where you trade back and forth. At some point, you probably go for two. Playing away from home.
Critical commercial stationary PAT coming up. Gavin Broom snaps it back to Aiden Williams. Low snap. Good job by Williams.
Really
corralling
good job.
that one. That one down by his right knee. And Stewart is true to make it 28-21 Warriors.
Really good job by Aiden Williams there.
All right, so Oak Grove scores on its first play of overtime, get the extra point, 28-21. Meanwhile, MRA and Pulaski, third quarter, 2:16 to go. Pulaski with the football. It's 35-22 MRA Patriots. MRA has been able to score. Pulaski trying to hang in there, and they're only down 13 points, so this game well from over, especially considering how much time is left, and that pass is complete. For a good game for Pulaski. Now let's go back to Oak Grove and Hoover. Hoover has the ball for the first time in overtime.
Give to Freddie Dunson. First down. Tackle by Malachi Henderson along with Alandez Blaylock. Big tackle for loss right there. And we'll see it again on the Goliath Trailers instant replay. Henderson able to stop the initial threat by Dunson, and Blaylock coming in and finishing it.
Warriors got another man down. Can't make out the number.
That is Jalen Moore, Henderson's partner in crime at the inside linebacker
So
position.
we got a man down, injury timeout, Oak Grove and Hoover. While we wait for that, we're back at Madison Central and Brandon. It's 40-26, but looks like they're taking a timeout there as well. So maybe the third time's a charm. How about we pull up Oxford and South Panola? That game is slowly looking like it is coming to a close, but South Panola has it, $1:46 left, 31-14. We're going to hang out here as we wait for Oak Grove and Hoover to get restarted. It's going to be second and about 15 yards to go for the end zone for Hoover whenever they get back. And it looks like they're setting up now, and that's where we're going. Oak Grove and Hoover, second down for the Buccaneers.
Mom, if you're watching, ask him about that.
He lost his train of thought, ran into the door. Play fake to Dunson. And on the quick slant, nice coverage by Chase Pinkston. Well, slant route, and Pinkston just interrupted that route. That one's going to fall incomplete. So 3rd and 12 now. So as big of a Mississippi National Guard third down as we've seen tonight. 28-21 here in overtime. Bucks have got to punch it in to stay alive in overtime. 3rd and 12. Schubach to put it in the air, looking out the middle of the field. Intended receiver is Warren. No flag into double coverage. Intended receiver Chris Warren, who had the touchdown earlier, and now 4th and 12 for Hoover.
Schubach took a hit, Cars. He was slow to get up. Hoover
would expect Hoover to probably maybe call a timeout.
Well, I was expecting the same thing, and they may line up here to see what defense the Warriors come out in this formation and then call the timeout. But
that's exactly what I expected there. Schubach with the hard count and just a lack of discipline by the Warriors.
Actually, it was a timeout call before the flag.
So Coach Causey
off somebody, and Bulldogs will move the chains.
No Hoover in some trouble. They're going to need a lot there on 4th and goal. Meanwhile, Brandon, never say die. It's 40-26, but the Bulldogs have the ball with plenty of time to go in this one because those guys can score in a hurry if they're going right. So we're going to hang here for just a minute before we hop back to 4th and goal for Oak Grove and Hoover.
Biggest game. They're going to give it to Blunt this time, and Blunt's going to break into the second level, and he'll pick up about 9 on the play across the 50 to the 49. And, the difference in starting 0-2 2 years ago was coming off the COVID year. Bulldogs were not any good the year before. and nobody saw them coming. So 0-2 was just 0-2, like this is a rebuild. As Varnes drops to throw. Throws. Quincy sits down at the 40, and that's where it'll be a first down there. You know, so Bulldogs going to run, make it to the state championship game. Make the state championship game last year.
Yeah.
So starting 0-2 this year, people will look at it and go, oh, my gosh, the sky is falling.
Third quarter. Here we go. 4th and 12 now. Schubach pretty much empty backfield. Play fake to Winston. Picked in and out of the hands, but that's going to be it.
Warriors
incomplete. Oak Grove wins it. Final score, 28-21 in overtime. Warriors with the win.
Oak Grove comes to Hoover, Alabama, and makes a statement against perennial power Hoover, Alabama.
We'll see it one more time in the Goliath Trailers instant replay. That one almost picked off as Schubach throwing back across the field in the double.
How about Oak Grove going all the way to Hoover, Alabama, and coming back with a 28-21 overtime victory. What a win for Drew Causey and the Oak Grove Warriors. Oak Grove improving to 2-0 on the year. Hoover falling to 0-2. Oak Grove is going to come back home for a road game next week. They're going to be at Hattiesburg. And then in 2 weeks from now, they're going to be playing MRA. So that'll be a very interesting 7A matchup for the public school against the MAIS school and MRA, who is up 35-22 still. So we got a timeout there. South Panola trying here in the waning moments of this game, down 31-14, and this one is almost over. Meanwhile, Pulaski just had a deep pass downfield. They're still in the third quarter there. 35-22, pass incomplete, just less than a minute to go. So while we wait on the injured player at Brandon and Madison Central, we will just kind of hang out. And all right, so Oxford is saying that one is over. So Oxford is going to beat South Panola 31-14. Oxford improving to 2-0 on the season, while South Panola falls to 1-1. Oxford is going to play Grenada next week at home, while South Panola will go to South Haven. Incomplete pass. Is there a flag coming? Looked like there was a lot of contact, and there sure was. All right, so MRA up 35-22. Madison Central and Brandon about to get back going, and Tupelo and South Haven looks like they're about done. They got their post-game interview up. We're going to try and get a score for you there. So I'm assuming Tupelo went on to win. They were up big in that game. So MRA looks like it was a pass interference call. So Pulaski moving all the way down now to the MRA 15-yard line. And now we're waiting for Brandon still. They look like they're lining up. And the MRA feed is frozen, so let's go to Madison Central and Brandon. 2:19 to go, Brandon with the football.
So Oak Grove beats them 28-21 in overtime.
And it was a Mississippi team that put it on them, so
How about
we'll
that?
take it.
Oak
We'll
Grove
take it.
Warriors. Oak Grove, they got a great team this year. 40-26 will be third down and 14. Barnes drops to throw. They'll throw the out route that's up high and incomplete. So it'll be fourth down coming up. He was looking for Lahari Bulls.
Yeah, really high on Bowles. Bowles plays both ways. New to this football team and really kind of high on his athletic ability. And I imagine you'll see a lot of him on both sides of the football this season.
Barnes, fourth down. This will be the ball game here. Got to get a first down to keep it going here. If not, Madison Central will take 2 snaps and they'll get out of here. Got to get down to the 28-yard line. Barnes drops to throw. Clean pocket, steps up, throws down the middle of the field, looking for Bowles again. That's up top, and boy, that looked like he was open. It was just overshot. And boy, I mean, that was really close, but that'll be a turnover on down.
Somehow Landon found enough space to get that pass.
Come up on camera.
Rocket.
Okay. All right, so we got a turnover on downs there. Looks like Madison Central well on its way to a victory. It's 40-26. The only game we have going right now that looks like it is still to be decided would be MRA and Pulaski. Pulaski just got a touchdown, blocked PAT. They decided to kick a PAT, and it was blocked. So it's 35-28 there. And Madison Central now in the victory formation. They're going to take a knee and hopefully just wind down the clock in this. So we're going to assume is going to be a victory for the Jaguars. 40-26 is what it's looking like. Even if they do have to punt it away for a little bit of time, there's not going to be enough time for Brandon to come back in this one. So while we wait for this, we will not stay the rest of the night for MRA and Pulaski. Out of respect for MRA's people, we don't want to be live streaming two different feeds. They're kind enough to let us use their feed, so we're going to give it back to them once Madison Central and Brandon finish, but it looks like Pulaski just recovered an onside kick. Is that what I'm seeing? Okay, so Pulaski's getting the ball back. Boy, onside kick, you never think it's really going to be successful. But geez, I mean, they found something. They do something right there. They figured out they can get it more times than not, or else they wouldn't be doing that, obviously. So Madison Central, we're about at 1 minute and 5 seconds left. We can go there and watch the victory formation if you'd like, just because sometimes it's fun to watch the clock wind down, so we can talk about Madison Central and Brandon, what they've got going on. Brandon falling to 0-2. I should have gone back and checked the last time they fell to 0-2. This is an unideal start for the Bulldogs, who are now going to Gulfport next week for a tough non-region game. The one bonus out of all these early games, they're not region games, so you can work on some things, you can figure it out, and when it gets to region play for the games that are going to decide if you're going to be able to play in the postseason, this is a good time to get everything worked out. But at the same time, not looking good for Brandon. Meanwhile, Madison Central, what a start. 2-0 on the year, and they've won back-to-back games in the regular season. Oh, no. Brandon won last year, so Madison Central takes back the advantage. They now lead this series 12-10. Madison Central is going to host Clinton next week. Then they go to Warren Central, and they host Gulfport to end their non-region slate. So 40-26 is the final. Do you guys want to take one more break, or are we just going to say goodnight? What do you say? Say we're going to say goodnight. I'll just talk about Performance Therapy, our very generous sponsors for sponsoring Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live. Performance Therapy, 14 locations, comprehensive care, hands-on treatment, proven results. Performance Therapy. We hope you enjoyed watching this edition of Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night live from the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum in Jackson. My name's TJ Werre. Have a great week, and we hope to see you next Friday.